Distant stars shimmered coldly across the endless black of space as the Empire's massive capital ship, Imperius, floated silently in the outer sector. Inside, the council chamber buzzed with tension. Emperor Valtrax sat at the center of the room, his hands steepled as he listened to his generals discuss recent sensor readings. Scouts had reported an unusual object approaching the Empire's frontier, and all preliminary analysis suggested something impossible. The council assumed it was a minor human vessel. Humans had never been a real threat before. The Empire had dominated the galaxy for centuries, crushing entire civilizations without difficulty. Now, a single ship from Earth threatened to disrupt everything. Captain Heijin, one of the Council's most experienced intelligence officers, was the first to speak. Your Majesty, the readings are consistent. The object is moving at speeds that should be impossible for a human vessel. Its weapon output is minor, but its speed and stealth are unprecedented. Valtrax raised an eyebrow, frowning. Impossible, he muttered. Humans are primitive. They have never been able to reach this level of technology. Another officer, Lieutenant Sumin, added, Your Majesty, I recommend we prepare a scouting fleet. It may be nothing, but the readings are concerning. I advise caution. Valtrax waved a hand dismissively. Caution is unnecessary. This is likely a malfunction in your sensors, Sumin. Humans are not capable of creating a warship that can move at these speeds or remain undetected for so long. Across the galaxy on Earth, the human crew was preparing in silence. Captain Ji-ho, a tall man with sharp features and a calm demeanor, stood on the deck of the stealth warship, checking systems and issuing orders. The crew, a mix of men and women, worked efficiently, their movements precise and rehearsed. Among them were Lieutenant Eunji, the ship's tactical officer, and Engineer Min-Su, responsible for maintaining the vessel's experimental propulsion systems. Status report, Ji-ho said, his voice calm but firm. Eunji glanced at her screen and nodded. All systems are online, Captain. Propulsion stable, weapons calibrated. Cloaking field ready for deployment. Min-Su looked up from the engine console. We should be ready to leave the solar system within the hour. The Empire has no idea we are coming. Ji-ho allowed himself a small smile. Good. Let's make sure it stays that way. The element of surprise is our greatest weapon. Back on the Imperius, the Council grew increasingly uneasy. Valtrax paced slowly, thinking through the implications of the intelligence reports. If even one human ship was capable of the feats reported, the Empire could be in serious trouble. He turned to General Hoon, a large man with a stern face. Prepare the fleet. Send a squadron to intercept this vessel. We cannot allow even a single human ship to reach our borders unchecked. Yes, Your Majesty, Hoon replied, bowing. He left immediately to begin mobilizing the warships. As the human ship moved silently through space, Ji-ho reviewed the mission plan with his crew. Remember, we are not here to engage unless necessary. Our goal is reconnaissance and proving that humans can operate beyond expectations. Use the cloaking field to avoid detection, but be ready for combat if required. Eunji nodded. Understood, Captain. All systems are optimized for stealth and speed. We can outrun or outmaneuver any detection attempts. Min-Su added, and the weapons are ready. Even a single strike can disable a scout fleet if necessary. We will not be taken lightly. The warship glided past planets and asteroid fields, silent and invisible. Sensors picked up the Empire's fleet mobilizing ahead, hundreds of warships forming a defensive line. Ji-ho studied the formations carefully. The Empire believes we are a minor threat, he said quietly. They underestimate us. That is their first mistake. Eunji checked the scanners again. Captain, multiple scout ships are closing in. They are moving faster than predicted. They are not expecting what is coming. Ji-ho's eyes narrowed. Prepare for evasion. Keep the cloak active. Do not engage unless absolutely necessary. Let them reveal their weaknesses. In the council chamber of the Imperius, Valtrax could no longer hide his growing anxiety. Reports from scouts came in, and every message suggested the human ship was far more advanced than anticipated. General Hoon looked grim. "Your Majesty, they are faster than we expected. Our interceptors cannot keep up. It appears this human vessel can maneuver in ways we cannot predict." Valtrax slammed a fist on the arm of his throne. "Impossible! Humans are primitive. They cannot match Imperial technology. Prepare the main fleet. If one ship can do this, we must demonstrate the Empire's might before it spreads panic throughout our territories." As the first engagement neared, Jiho issued silent commands to his crew. "Evasive maneuvers on my mark. Remember your training. Humans are clever, adaptable, and unpredictable. Use it to our advantage." The human ship darted among asteroids, weaving through the natural obstacles with precision. Imperial scouts fired, but their lasers missed by meters as the ship vanished and reappeared in another position. Each strike the humans avoided increased the panic back at the Imperius. Reports came in that multiple scouts had been destroyed or disabled without the humans taking noticeable damage. Valtrax stared at the monitor, disbelief written across his face. How can this be?" he whispered. Back on the human ship, Jiho watched the fleet react through the cloak sensors. "This is exactly as planned," he said softly. "Let them see our skill. Let them fear what they cannot understand. Humans are not just survivors. We are innovators, and today we will prove it." The crew nodded silently, their expressions determined. Unji and Minsu shared a brief glance, a mix of excitement and tension. Every calculation, every maneuver had been practiced, but this was the first true test in real combat. And they were about to show the galaxy that Earth's humans were far more than the Empire had ever imagined. The human warship moved silently through the outer reaches of the galaxy, invisible to Imperial sensors thanks to the advanced cloaking technology. Captain Jiho stood at the command console, eyes fixed on the scanner displays. The ship's speed was unmatched, gliding through asteroid fields and nebula clouds with precision. Lieutenant Unji monitored enemy activity, her fingers moving quickly over the controls. "Captain, multiple Imperial scout ships are closing in from the sector ahead," Unji reported. "They are faster than predicted. We may be detected soon." Jiho nodded, calm and composed. "Activate evasive maneuvers, maintain cloak, and prepare decoys. Do not fire unless absolutely necessary. Let them make the first mistake." In the Empire's fleet, panic was spreading. The scouts sent messages back to the Imperius, reporting strange activity and the sudden disappearance of their targets. General Hoon's face was tight with frustration as he addressed his officers. "How can a single human ship evade detection and destroy our scouts? This is impossible." Lieutenant Sumin, sweating slightly, replied, "Sir, their speed and tactics are unlike anything we have seen. Our sensors are not picking them up consistently." Emperor Valtrax clenched his fists. "Impossible, humans cannot match our technology. Prepare the interceptor fleet immediately. I want that ship destroyed before it causes more chaos." Back on the human ship, Minsu adjusted the engines, ensuring the experimental propulsion systems were functioning correctly. Sparks flickered briefly along the panel, but he ignored them, confident in his preparations. "Engines stable, Captain. Cloak is holding. Weapons are on standby," Minsu reported. "We are ready to move as planned." Jiho nodded. "Good. Keep sensors active. If we are discovered, we must be ready to strike and disappear immediately. Remember, the Empire underestimates humans. That will be our advantage." As they approached the edge of the Imperial sector, the scouts fired again, trying to locate the elusive human ship. Laser beams cut through space, but each one missed by meters as the humans shifted position, using asteroid cover and decoy signals. Unji's eyes never left the controls. "Captain, the scouts are reporting losses. Several of their ships are disabled or destroyed, but our position remains secure," she said, a hint of pride in her voice. Jiho allowed himself a small smile. "Perfect. Continue with the plan. We are proving that humans can operate where they were never expected to." Meanwhile, the Imperius received the reports, and Emperor Valtrax's panic grew. He watched as more scouts were destroyed and wondered how a single human ship could wreak such havoc. The council murmured in disbelief, some members shaking their heads. Your Majesty, the humans are not only surviving but also demonstrating advanced tactical skills, General Hoon said grimly. We underestimated them. I recommend we reconsider our approach. Valtrax's eyes narrowed. Reconsider? No, we must show the Empire's strength. Send the main fleet. Crush that ship before it reaches critical systems. Back on the human warship, the crew remained focused. Jiho studied the scanners, noting the movement patterns of the Imperial fleet. Unji, mark their weak points. Minsu, prepare the decoy signals. We are about to pass through a heavily patrolled region, and they will not see us coming. Unji worked quickly, marking gaps between warships and channels that could be exploited. Minsu activated the decoy signals, sending out false images of the ship in multiple directions. Imperial sensors picked up these signals and scrambled, trying to respond to multiple targets at once. Captain, they are confused, Unji said. Several warships are moving to intercept phantom targets. Our path is clear for now. Jiho's voice was steady. Good. Maintain course and speed. Humans are clever, adaptable, and persistent. This is our strength. Remember, our mission is not to destroy unless necessary. We must prove our skill and leave them in awe. In the Imperius, Valtrax's hands trembled slightly as he watched the battle unfold. The loss of scouts and the inability to locate the human ship shook his confidence. He had believed humans were weak, but now every report contradicted that belief. He turned to General Hoon. How is this possible? One ship is causing chaos across our fleet. Prepare the strongest warships. I want that vessel destroyed immediately. Hoon nodded, leaving quickly to relay the orders. The Imperial fleet mobilized, larger warships forming a line to trap the human ship. However, Jiho had anticipated this. Using the asteroid field and advanced navigation, the human vessel slipped through the fleet's formation, appearing in unexpected locations and leaving the Imperials struggling to track it. Captain, the main fleet is converging, Unji said, her voice calm but tense. They may try to surround us. Jiho thought quickly. We will use their confidence against them. Draw them in, make them overextend, and then retreat before they can catch us. Remember, humans are underestimated. That is our power. The battle continued, with Imperial warships firing continuously. The humans dodged with precise maneuvers, occasionally disabling enemy ships with targeted strikes. Each successful escape caused more panic within the Empire. Communications from the scouts and warships grew frantic, filled with confusion and disbelief. Valtrax slammed his fist onto the arm of his throne. Impossible! Humans cannot be this skilled. How can one ship outmaneuver so many? General Hoon approached cautiously. Your Majesty, they are using tactics we have never seen. Their speed, their evasion, their use of stealth, it is all advanced beyond our knowledge. We underestimated them. Jiho watched the chaos from his console, satisfaction quiet but present. Humans had proven themselves capable of operating far beyond what the Empire expected. The ship moved gracefully, every crew member performing their tasks with precision. Minsu monitored the engines, ensuring the experimental propulsion systems could handle the strain, while Unji guided the ship through the intricate paths of the battlefield. Captain, they are retreating temporarily, Unji said. The Imperial fleet is reorganizing. They may regroup for a larger attack. Jiho nodded. That is fine. We have made our point. Humans are not just survivors. We are innovators, thinkers, and warriors. Let them understand that now. The human warship slipped into the shadows, disappearing from Imperial sensors once again. The Imperius Council continued to panic, unable to comprehend how a single human ship could outmaneuver and outthink so many warships. Valtrax's face was pale, his confidence shaken. The Empire had always believed itself unstoppable, but now one human vessel from Earth had demonstrated that even the mightiest powers could be challenged. In the silence of space, Captain Jiho allowed himself a moment of reflection. His crew, though exhausted, remained vigilant. Every maneuver, every decision had been executed perfectly. They had shown the galaxy that Earth's humans were far more capable than anyone had believed. The warship continued its journey, leaving the Empire to grapple with a reality it had never anticipated. The humans were no longer a minor species. They were a force to be reckoned with, and the galaxy would never view Earth the same way again. The Empire's main fleet moved into formation, massive warships stretching across the void like a living wall. Emperor Valtrax watched the monitors with a mixture of fear and disbelief. The reports from scouts and the previous encounters with the human ship had shaken him. One vessel from Earth had managed to evade the Empire's advanced technology, destroy multiple scout ships, and now threatened to cause greater disruption. General Hoon approached him, his face tight with tension. "Your Majesty, our fleet is ready to engage. We have positioned our strongest warships to intercept the human ship. We cannot allow it to escape this time." Valtrax clenched his fists. "Good. Show the humans the Empire's strength. They will learn quickly that Earth is not a place to challenge us." Meanwhile, aboard the human warship, Captain Ji-ho observed the movement of the Imperial fleet. The human vessel remained cloaked, silently gliding through the sector, analyzing the enemy formation. Eunji and Minsu worked at their consoles, monitoring the Imperial ships and preparing the ship systems for potential combat. "Captain, the main fleet is converging," Eunji said. "They are attempting to trap us in a box formation." Ji-ho nodded calmly. "That is their mistake. Humans are clever, adaptable, and resourceful. We will use their overconfidence against them. Prepare the decoys and open the attack channels if necessary." Minsu activated the decoy systems, sending multiple false images of the human ship in different locations. Imperial sensors picked up the decoys, and warships shifted positions to intercept phantom targets. Confusion spread through the fleet, and some ships collided or fired at empty space. Ji-ho allowed himself a small smile. "Good. Now let's test their reactions. Eunji, plot a course through the gaps in their formation. We will pass undetected and demonstrate that humans can think and act faster than they expect." The human ship moved quickly and silently, weaving through the Imperial fleet. Laser fire streaked past them, but every shot missed by meters as the ship used the asteroid field for cover and deployed decoy signals. Each successful maneuver further demoralized the Empire's forces. On the Imperius, Valtrax could no longer hide his panic. He slammed his fist on the arm of his throne. "Impossible! How can one human ship evade so many of our warships and destroy scouts at the same time?" General Hoon tried to maintain his composure. "Your Majesty, it is clear that the humans are using tactics we did not anticipate. Their ship is small, fast, and highly maneuverable. We underestimated them." Valtrax's eyes blazed with anger. "Prepare the heavy assault fleet. Send in the warships armed with our most powerful weapons. I want that ship destroyed immediately. No excuses." Back on the human warship, Ji-ho studied the fleet's movement. "They are committing their strongest warships. This is exactly what we expected. Humans are unpredictable, and their arrogance will be their weakness." Eunji nodded. "Captain, our sensors show openings in their formation. If we move carefully, we can slip past them and continue our mission." Ji-ho's voice was steady. "Good. Minsu, monitor the engines. Keep the propulsion system stable. We may need sudden bursts of speed if we are detected." The human ship accelerated slightly, moving through the gaps in the Imperial formation. They passed near several massive warships, cloaked and undetected. Laser beams from distant vessels fired at phantom decoys, wasting energy and creating confusion among the Imperial crews. "Captain, they are beginning to reorganize," Eunji said. "They may try a concentrated attack." Ji-ho nodded. "Let them. Humans adapt quickly. We will be ready. Focus on the tactics, not just the weapons. Outthink them at every turn." The Empire's fleet tried to regroup, but the human ship was already moving ahead, striking where least expected. With precise bursts of energy, they disabled a few warships that came too close, leaving the rest of the fleet uncertain about the humans' location. Each action caused chaos and forced the Imperials to reconsider their strategies. Emperor Valtrax paced nervously. How can they do this? One ship and our scouts and warships are being defeated. General Hoon, send a full strike force. Crush them before they reach our critical sectors. Hoon bowed and left quickly to relay the orders. Meanwhile, aboard the human ship, Ji-ho instructed his crew. We will not engage unless necessary. The goal is to demonstrate skill and intelligence. Let them see that humans are not easily defeated. The crew worked in unison, each member performing their tasks with precision. Unji coordinated the ship's movement, while Minsu ensured the engines could handle sudden acceleration. Every maneuver, every calculation had been practiced, and now they were executing flawlessly. Captain, we are entering a heavily patrolled area, Unji said. Imperial warships are approaching in multiple vectors. Ji-ho's eyes narrowed. This is the critical point. Use the environment to your advantage. Asteroids, nebulae, decoys. Move quickly and unpredictably. Humans thrive when others underestimate them. The ship glided through asteroid fields, using the natural terrain to avoid detection. Imperial weapons fired blindly, striking the rocks and empty space. Several warships collided or had to retreat to avoid accidental destruction. The humans advanced undetected, their movements precise and coordinated. Valtrax watched in horror as reports continued to pour in. Scouts destroyed, warships disabled, the main fleet confused. His confidence in the Empire was faltering. Impossible! They are only humans. One ship should not be able to challenge the might of our entire fleet. General Hoon tried to reason with him. Your Majesty, this is unprecedented. The humans are using tactics we have not seen before. They are intelligent, adaptable, and unpredictable. We must reassess our approach. Ji-ho and his crew continued their journey, navigating through the Empire's defenses with precision. Every maneuver reinforced the HFY principle: humans could not be underestimated. The ship's presence in the sector created ripples of fear and awe throughout the Imperial ranks. Captain, the main fleet is struggling to locate us, Unji reported. They may attempt a larger coordinated attack soon. Ji-ho remained calm. Let them prepare. Humans are not just survivors. We are thinkers, strategists, and warriors. We will show them the cost of underestimating us. As the human ship moved deeper into the sector, the Empire realized that one vessel from Earth had changed the dynamics of the battle. No longer were humans considered weak or primitive. The HFY message was clear. Humans were clever, resourceful, and capable of surviving and thriving against overwhelming odds. The galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again. The news of the human warship's success spread quickly throughout the galaxy. Word reached the distant systems, the Imperial territories, and the Galactic Council itself. Many civilizations had observed humanity as primitive, weak, and unthreatening, but now the image of Earth's humans had shifted dramatically. They were no longer just a planet. They were a force capable of changing the balance of power. On the Imperius, Emperor Valtrax paced angrily, reviewing the latest reports. The human ship had evaded the fleet, disabled multiple warships, and continued to move through the sector with precision. The council members around him whispered anxiously, their confidence shaken. Your Majesty, we are receiving word from other sectors, General Hoon said grimly. Several planetary governors report that human tactics are causing panic. Citizens on occupied worlds are questioning Imperial authority. Humans are becoming symbols of hope. Valtrax's hands tightened into fists. Impossible. Humans are weak, insignificant. This must be an exaggeration. We cannot allow fear to spread. Prepare a full-scale strike. Crush this human ship and send a clear message. Earth will remain under control. Meanwhile, aboard the human warship, Captain Ji-ho and his crew continued their mission. Unji monitored communications channels, intercepting messages from the Empire and the Galactic Council. Captain, they are debating our threat. They cannot comprehend how one ship can operate so effectively. Some suggest we may have allies, but there is no proof. Jiho nodded. Good. Let them wonder and panic. Humans are clever, adaptable, and resilient. Let that be their first lesson. Minsu worked at the engine console, ensuring the experimental systems could handle the constant maneuvers and rapid accelerations. Captain, engines are holding. We can continue our operations without any interruptions. Jiho looked at his crew. Excellent. Prepare for the next phase. We will continue to demonstrate that humans can outthink and outmaneuver the Empire. Remember, our goal is not only survival but showing the galaxy that Earth is not to be underestimated. As the human warship moved closer to key Imperial sectors, the Empire struggled to respond. Their fleets were reorganizing, but every plan seemed to fail. The humans anticipated their actions, using clever tactics, stealth, and precision strikes. Imperial commanders could not predict their moves, and confusion spread like wildfire. In one sector, a group of Imperial admirals gathered to discuss the crisis. Admiral Kisu spoke first, his voice tense. We have never encountered a species that operates with such unpredictability. The human ship is small, fast, and capable of striking in ways that bypass our defenses. Admiral Hanul added, It is not only their speed and weapons, but their tactics are unlike anything we have studied. One ship has caused chaos in multiple systems. We may need to reassess our approach entirely. Back on the human warship, Jiho analyzed the intercepted communications. They are planning a large coordinated attack, but they do not know we can predict their formations. Unji, plot a course that takes advantage of their assumptions. Minsu, keep the engines ready for sudden bursts. We will continue to show humans can adapt and outthink the Empire. The crew worked in harmony, every decision calculated and precise. The warship glided through asteroid fields, maneuvered around planetary orbits, and used decoys to confuse the enemy. Imperial warships fired repeatedly, but their weapons often struck empty space or harmless asteroids. Each mistake added to the humans' growing advantage. Captain, we have reached a strategic point, Unji said. The Empire's main fleet is struggling to coordinate. They are scattered and confused. Jiho nodded. Perfect. Keep moving. Humans survive because we think, adapt, and remain unpredictable. Every move demonstrates our intelligence and courage. In the council chambers of the Imperius, panic was rising. Reports from multiple systems indicated human strikes were becoming more frequent, coordinated, and effective. The Emperor's advisors urged caution, but fear clouded their judgment. Valtrax banged his fist on the console. Prepare a massive fleet. Send all available warships to intercept the human vessel before it causes further disruption. Show them the Empire's might. Hun nodded and left to organize the fleets, while Valtrax remained fixated on the monitors. Every update from scouts and surviving warships only increased his anxiety. Humans were not just surviving, they were dominating through intelligence, strategy, and precision. The galaxy would never see them the same way again. On Earth's ship, Jiho gave the final orders for their mission in this sector. Unji, maintain all communications monitoring. Minsu, keep engines at optimal efficiency. We will continue to demonstrate that humans can operate beyond expectations. Our presence is more than a threat. It is proof that Earth's people are capable of extraordinary feats. The warship advanced through the Empire's territory with confidence. Every maneuver, every strike, every evasion strengthened the humans' reputation. Imperial fleets scrambled, councils debated, and planetary populations watched in awe as the humans proved that they could change the course of galactic events. Jiho allowed himself a moment to reflect. The crew had performed flawlessly. Unji's strategic mind and Minsu's engineering skills had ensured the mission's success so far. They had demonstrated that humans could challenge even the mightiest empire and survive. The galaxy was beginning to understand that Earth's species could not be underestimated, and the human warship's legacy was only beginning. Their journey continued, leaving fear, respect, and wonder in their wake, and setting the stage for the next phase of their extraordinary campaign. The final phase of the human mission began as the warship moved closer to the Empire's critical warship production zones. Captain Jiho stood at the command console, his eyes scanning the monitors for any signs of Imperial ambushes. The crew worked silently, their focus absolute. Every action was calculated to perfection. "Captain, sensors detect heavy Imperial warships ahead," Unji reported. "They are armed with their most powerful weapons and moving to intercept us." Jiho nodded. "We expected this. Prepare the decoys and maintain cloaking. We will show them that humans are clever, adaptable, and capable of facing overwhelming odds." Minsu monitored the propulsion systems, ensuring the engines could handle sudden bursts of speed. "Engines are stable, Captain. We can execute rapid maneuvers without issues." The human ship glided silently past asteroid fields and nebula clouds, remaining invisible to Imperial sensors. Decoy signals created false images of the vessel in multiple directions, forcing the Imperial fleet to scatter in confusion. Laser beams cut through space, missing the real ship by meters. "Captain, they are attempting to coordinate," Unji said. "Several warships are converging on the decoys, leaving gaps in their formation." Jiho's lips curved in a small smile. "Perfect. Move through the gaps and prepare for the final strike. Humans think, adapt, and act in ways the Empire cannot predict." Back on the Imperius, Emperor Valtrax's frustration was at its peak. Reports of the human ship's success had shaken him deeply. General Hun tried to maintain order, but the Emperor's panic was spreading to the entire council. "Your Majesty, the humans are reaching strategic zones," Hun warned. "If they attack the warship factories, the Empire's production will suffer severe losses." Valtrax slammed his fist on the console. "Impossible! How can one ship cause so much chaos? Prepare a full fleet strike. Destroy the human vessel at all costs." Meanwhile, Jiho directed the ship through the gaps in the Imperial fleet. Unji plot a course directly to the warship factories. "Minsu, engines at maximum output. We have only one chance to prove that humans are a force to be reckoned with." The human warship moved with precision, navigating through enemy defenses and disabling a few warships that got too close. Every movement was strategic, demonstrating human ingenuity and adaptability. The Imperial fleet was thrown into chaos, unable to track the ship effectively. "Captain, the factories are in range," Unji said. "We can disable the key production units with minimal risk." Jiho nodded. "Do it. Humans survive by being clever, precise, and fearless. Show the Empire that we cannot be underestimated." Energy beams launched from the human ship, striking the factories with precision. Explosions lit up the void, disabling the production of new warships. Imperial alarms blared, and panic spread across the command channels. Citizens on nearby worlds watched the events unfold with awe and fear, realizing that Earth's humans were far more capable than they had ever imagined. Back on the Imperius, Valtrax's face was pale. "Impossible! How can they do this? One ship has crippled our factories and outmaneuvered our entire fleet." "General Hun, what is happening?" Hun shook his head. "Your Majesty, the humans are demonstrating advanced tactics, intelligence, and courage. We underestimated them. We must rethink our approach." Jiho allowed himself a moment of reflection. The crew had performed flawlessly, executing every maneuver with skill and precision. Minsu's engines held steady under extreme stress, and Unji's tactical decisions had guided the ship through impossible situations. Humans had proven that they could survive, adapt, and succeed even against overwhelming odds. "Captain, Imperial fleets are regrouping," Unji said. "They may attempt a last coordinated strike." Jiho's eyes narrowed. "Let them. Humans thrive under pressure. Our strength lies in thinking faster, moving smarter, and acting when least expected. We will leave a lasting mark on this galaxy." The human ship slipped into the shadows once more, cloaked and undetected, leaving chaos in its wake. Reports from the Imperius and other fleets confirmed the destruction and disruption the humans had caused. Fear, respect, and disbelief spread throughout the Empire and the Galactic Council. Humans were no longer seen as weak or primitive. They were intelligent, resilient, and dangerous. As the warship returned toward safer regions, Jiho addressed his crew. We have shown the galaxy what humans are capable of. We survive because we adapt, innovate, and never give up. Our journey is just beginning, and the Empire, and the galaxy, will remember this day. Unji and Minsu exchanged glances, a mixture of exhaustion and pride. They had witnessed history in the making, proving that humans could challenge even the mightiest empire. The crew continued their journey, aware that the galaxy had changed. Fear and admiration for Earth's humans would spread, and no one would underestimate them again. Captain Jiho looked out into the endless stars. Earth had sent one ship, but it had shown that humans were clever, resourceful, and relentless. The galaxy had learned a lesson. Underestimate humans at your own risk. And as the warship glided through the void, the crew silently prepared for the next challenge, knowing that humanity's legend was just beginning.